Hey, what's going on? Nick Unsworth here, and I'm a kick-ass business coach, and I'm on an absolute mission to help you find your purpose in life, to help you love what you do for work every single day, to help you be the rock star that you are meant to be, to make more money than you ever thought was possible, and to have more time freedom so you can actually enjoy the life that you're living. I'm here to help you set your life on fire. Hey, what's going on, guys? Nick Unsworth here, and I've got a very special guest, my friend, singer, songwriter, LaKeisha Michelle. Welcome to Life on Fire TV.
Thank you.
So I'm really excited because I've literally had goosebumps hearing the Life on Fire song, and we have this here single, Life on Fire, that was written by you, that was performed by you, and so we actually have a contest going on right now, lifeonfirecontest.com, where you can get these autographed singles, and we're gonna be giving these away. So what I'm excited about is that not only is the song amazing, but I just want to hear your story behind creating the song and just your journey, because Life on Fire TV is all about is helping you set your life on fire, and that's doing exactly what it is that you love, what your God-given talents are, your gifts, and just letting that come out and just making those bold decisions to pick up and move, or making those decisions to walk away from the job. And I think that's what you did, right?
Yes.
Because we met in November.
Yes.
At
Hollywood.
an event in Hollywood.
Yes.
And so what happened from there? Tell us, bring us back to that moment.
That was a crazy week. So I'm at this event, Maria Andros, loving everything, soaking up all the good energy, meeting great people. I met you.
Yep.
And I don't even know how Danielle.
Oh yeah.
Danielle,
that's
hey
right.
girl. So Danielle was like, you gotta check out Nick, his stuff is great. And it was my first time just meeting everyone and being on that scene.
Yeah.
And I remember we went to lunch, very random.
I think we might have had a margarita or two in there too.
A couple. We were having a good time. It was very organic. I just loved the energy you were putting out. And I just didn't feel like you were, being salesy or anything like that. You were just like, yo, you should do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I don't know if you remember, but I have a lot of talents, and sometimes it's a gift, it's a curse, because I can do a lot of things.
Yeah.
And you just kept talking about doing what you're really passionate about. If I could do anything in the world, it's sing. And that's what I just want to wake up and sing. So when I kept talking to you, and we were kind of just going back and forth to see if the fire starter was right. Yeah. You said, why are you talking about that? Because every time I brought up something, you were like, I don't want to hear about that.
Well, because what's interesting is that you kept coming back to like hairstyle, like being a hairdresser, because you're very talented at that too.
Right.
But it's like the question being, well, if money was no issue, what would you do?
Right.
And for you, that's sing. And I posed the same question to you, is that if you didn't have to worry about money, what are the things? What would you do? Where would you spend your time? If we gave you $100 million because you just won the lottery, what would your life look like? Once you're done buying all the stuff you can buy and giving to all that you can give, what does your day look like? Where do you spend your time? And that's part of the process of figuring out what your true passions are, where what the legacies you're going to build with your life. And so I think what's super cool is that from that day, kind of started to refine that a little bit.
It changed my life. Seriously, you guys don't even understand. This is not like something you paid me to do or whatever. Life on Fire, I love that name, and that's your brand, and everything that song encompasses. That's what I got that day. I actually wrote out my day, like what I could do if I could do anything, and I wrote my day out, and I'm like, that's gonna be my day. I lived in Dallas, and when I went home, I couldn't sleep. It's like my gut was like, and I just wanted to move.
Once you set that fire in someone's belly, it's like it's on.
I couldn't sleep, and so I remember writing the song like probably 2 weeks after that, and I just wrote the chorus. Yeah. And it stuck in my head. And you know how people say, like, I knew I liked the song, but I didn't know if people were gonna like the song. And so it just, everything happened organically. Yeah. I live in LA now.
And so from there, then you moved from Dallas to LA?
I just picked up and moved. My lease is up in March. And I actually hung out in LA. The conference was in Hollywood, and I hung out in LA a week after that. And it's just like that just set, all this good stuff just started falling in my lap. Yeah. And everything, my plan to move was set like that.
I think there's a couple takeaways in that. I think as soon as you get in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing, what you're meant to do on this earth, and to the talents that you have inside of you to come out, then things start to come together. It's kind of like when you do what you love, the money will follow. And that's a prime example. You made the shift from, hairdressing, where that was making you income to live and support, but it's like making that shift to focus more on your passion with music. And then I think the next piece is surrounding yourself around the right group of people. And the difference between Dallas and LA and the energy for an entrepreneur and a musician, totally different.
Right.
And to surround yourself with people that are movers and shakers in that industry sets you up for good success. And then what happened from there? So you came out here to the West Coast?
Yeah, we did the conference calls, and I got really clear on who I was speaking to.
Okay.
And so it was easy to write the rest of the song. I mean, so that helped put the product out there. I mean, that pushed me to know who I was talking to, so it was easy to write. And then I knew who to contact. And I mean, it's people who want to move and shake, who want to live life on fire. That's my energy. And I was clear on that. I have a lot of energy. I was clear on that, but I just didn't know where to go. So I figured out who I was writing to, found someone to make the music, and partnered up with people who speak to that crowd and put myself out there.
And so what happened with Lisa Nichols?
Oh my gosh.
And tell us who Lisa Nichols is, because she's a big deal.
Oh my gosh. Lisa Nichols is The Secret. So she's one of the authors behind The Secret, an amazing, amazing woman. She's been on Oprah, she's been on Larry King, she's been on all the major news shows. She asked me to sing. She heard the lyrics and she was like, literally in like 5 seconds, you're gonna sing the song. It's gonna go on right now. You need to have it. And I literally just finished writing the song like a day before she told me to sing it. So I had to go and like super hustle. But like you said, being around people who are in alignment and who push you to just do. Because even at the table, the first time I met you, everyone at that table was like, totally go for it. Like they were, before, no one knew me. And they were like, you should do this. So being in that circle, I mean, she put me on her stage and everything's been great.
So what happened, so bring us to that point on the stage. So Lisa Nichols, one of the authors of The Secret. I love the book. If you haven't read The Secret, you gotta go read it. I mean, it was so impactful. It's like I have a tattoo of a cross on my chest, and the S from The Secret's in the middle. I mean, it's that good of a book,
Powerful.
So tell us about, so you're on the stage, and what was that performance like? Bring us back to that day.
Oh my goodness, it was insane. So I look up to Lisa so much. I call her my Auntie Lee. She opens up with this beautiful, the way she introduced me, I was like about to cry. And so, like I said, that audience is the same as your audience. It's everyone's they're living their passion. And I tell everyone to listen to the lyrics. I'm very sensitive about what I write. So I'm like, listen to the song. And I sing the song. And like literally the second verse, people are singing. They're singing and they're cheering. I got a video, I'll have to give it to you. They're awesome. Cheering and they're just going crazy. And I'm like, I'm getting chills now. I barely finished the song and they're already singing it. And instantly afterwards, where can we buy? I need to book you for here. I want to get you on my stage. I'm like, whoa, it was so fast. It was crazy.
A lot can happen in a short period of time when you're, when you're aligned and living the passion. So that is super cool. Congrats on having that happen. I think that this is the very beginning. So I'm excited because we're gonna be able to have this song and you guys are gonna hear it in this episode, and we're gonna be tying this into our show. And then anything we can do to support you, we want to help you get this thing, bring it to life. And so what are your plans with the song? What does the ideal scenario look like? And how can we support you?
Well, right now I'm partnered with people, wonderful people, and getting it out there. I just want, like you did with your podcast, I would love to crash iTunes and like go crazy. But everything happened so fast, I hadn't really had time to strategically launch it. But it's on iTunes right now. If you go to iTunes, type in LaKeisha Michelle. It's on iTunes. I just want the support. The download means a lot because to record labels and to people that you shop the song to, that's what they're looking at. They're looking at numbers. And that's it, the download. That's the biggest thing.
Downloads are big. I mean, that's what gets you up on the charts. And same thing with our show. It's all about getting reviews and downloads and things like that to move it up. So I think, so from here, next steps, I think, what are some things that you're thinking about as far as your social media presence and brand? And
so I really want to push this with video. Living your life on fire has so many, you can talk about so much. And so tying in my personal story to that, putting some videos on YouTube and telling my story and sending them back to the site to get the music and just, building a following of people that are fired up.
And I've seen some of your videos. I love that you're singing on the go and you got to check her out on Facebook. I mean, just always
crazy.
Singing, you know what I mean?
I am.
But that's, I think as far as like a marketing approach to the song, I mean, we've done stuff with Jennifer Page, and also we had Dave Austin and some other clients in the music industry, and it's definitely a tough business, but it's something where having your social presence being dialed in, it's like building up that following on Facebook and Instagram, and building that up is always so key to then direct the traffic to download the song. So I would say, definitely guys, grab the song and let's help LaKeisha out, and let's get this thing up the top of the charts. And I mean, what a cool message, Life on Fire. It's like to have, I can't even tell you, to have the vision of this business be redacted into a song is like, it's so powerful and so cool. So I think that if you think about how you were touched and how I've been touched with Life on Fire as the message, and it's how I live my life every day, and ideally how you've been touched by it. So think about this messaging not only for your own life, but like, let's share this thing up. Let's get the song out there and help other people be inspired. Because at the end of the day, it's if you're not happy with what you're doing for work, and everyone deserves to love what they do. And at any moment in our lives, we can make that decision and just decide to start living aligned every single day. To start loving what we do, living our passions. Whether you're a singer, whether you're making videos, whether you're have a podcast or write a book, but what is it that you would do if money didn't matter? And go towards that, and also be sure to be listening to Life on Fire.
Yeah, totally. And you guys don't really write it down and get really clear on what it is that you want to do. Everything will fall into place. I have offers now to write for other campaigns. I'm trying to shop the song and sell it. So many things have fallen into my plate. And I just took a step of faith. I was scared. So don't think that it was like, oh, easy, I'm just going to go. I was scared.
That's a huge thing, the leap of faith, because that was the leap of faith to walk away from my old business, and to step into Life on Fire. And it's walk away from money and go into the unknown.
Right.
And I think every entrepreneur, there's always that step of faith. And so, just have to really know that when you're doing what you love, that things will follow. And you just literally have to have that faith. And if you don't have the faith yet, then I would take steps to go get the faith. And part of that is everything from spirituality, whether it's church or prayer, surrounding yourself with the right people, all the way to personal development, courses and things. We have, we go to seminars, we've got mentors that, teach us on personal development. So one last thing before we wrap up, I think on the topic of, how you got to your Life on Fire, I would just wanted to say that if we go back to the example of getting all that money and winning the lottery, and what would you do if money wasn't an issue? I want you to take out a piece of paper and assume that you have all the money that you could ever need in life. And then write out things, on the left-hand side of that piece of paper. If you put a line right down the middle, think about what are the things that you do and where you would spend your time. In your case, it might be singing, it might be songwriting, right? And write out the hobbies or the passions and all those things. And then on the right-hand side of the paper, write out things that you're good at. And, the cool thing for you is that a lot of your passions are aligned with what your strengths are.
Right.
And for some people, that may be the case. For others, you might find that you're good at certain things, and then you got to look at the piece of paper and see where the similarities are. And in your case, there's great hairstylists, but your major passion is music, and so that was where the focus shifted to. And so it's like, what are you really good at? What are your strengths and what are you passionate about? I want to look at where those can be married together, because that is where you can start to build up that alignment to figure out what is it that you're here to do. And then also just think about, how can you give back? I think that the songs are inspirational. I think that ultimately it's, feel-good music that's going to help other people. And every time any entrepreneur that's building a business that has a greater purpose, whether it's for charity or whether it's giving back or helping people, it's always going to be more lasting. It's always going to build a legacy as opposed to just making money. So I think that's cool. So so anything before we wrap up? Any final words of wisdom?
My biggest thing, you guys, and take action. Just do something. Everybody always says it, and I considered myself an action taker, but then when I got around the right people and saw how they were taking action, I was like, ooh, I'm slow. So just, even if you don't know, if you feel unsure, just do it, and that's the best thing that can happen, because you'd be surprised how fast everything falls into place. Even if it falls chaotically, it'll fall into place. So I just encourage you to take action, and whatever your gut's telling you to do, just go for it.
Just go for it and get it done. Well, awesome advice. And guys, stay tuned because we're also going to be airing a Pay It Forward Friday with LaKeisha Michelle. And we're about to leave here and go run around and pay it forward, do some cool stuff. So be sure to check out the Pay It Forward Friday TV as well. And we'll see you guys very soon. Cheers.
Bye.